What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It's your boy Stevie B. And as promised yesterday, we have got us a mystery box. This comes from Omicron Digital on Etsy. Now, I'm taking a big gamble on this because this seller had one sale and zero feedback. Now, these were $35 shipped. So, I'm not expecting, you got to go into these mystery boxes with realistic expectations. And I'm not expecting to put a kid through college with these books. But he did say in his ad that number one, there's not going to be a set number of comics that you're going to get. He's basically will build comics up to a certain price point that he has in mind. I don't know if he adds comics till he hits $35 in value and then calls it quit, or if he tries to give a little more, whatever. But he does ask for your feedback. He gives you 12 hours to send him preferences, and I send him some preferences of the comics that I like, and in hindsight, that was probably not the smartest way to go because I send him all the stuff that I collect and I like, and I probably got most of those things. So there's a good chance that I could get some duplicates in these. So I probably should have just rolled the dice and said, hey, just hit me with some stuff, But he says you can get Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze, Copper, all the way up to Modern Age stuff in these. Some keys, he guarantees you're going to hit value. But we'll find out. Like I said, this is a big gamble. To pull the trigger on a mystery box from a seller that has absolutely no feedback and no purchases is well, some of you in the comment section may say stupid, but I'm trying to show that that mystery boxes are not dead. They're not dead. You just got to know where to look, and sometimes you throw your line out in one spot and you don't get a bite, and sometimes you throw it out in another one and you get a bite. But Omicron Digital has different tiers, different options you can buy with their mystery boxes. I bought the cheapest one because, I got to dip my toe in the water before I dive in. But they've got them all the way 35 up to 60 to 100, I think 100, where you guaranteed a slab or something, 110. I don't know, I'll post it right here. And these are their options here. But I'll also post a link to their Etsy account in the description so you can check it out. But enough blabbing and hyping. Let's open this thing up. It does ship in a Gemini mailer, which I'm happy about. And we'll give it a... Ooh. So we shall give it a shot. I don't know if I'm going to need that knife or not again. Okay. Lots of tape. Alright. But it is packaged very well. And there you go. Packaged very well. I love these are my favorite bubble mailers. Of course, it was in a Gemini too, and in a bubble mailer. These are my favorite kind of bubble mailers. I love these. And as you see, Omicron Digital mystery box. It doesn't feel like there's more than about maybe four or five comics in here. But boy, the glue on these bubble mailers is something though. It is stout. That is some They do not want it to open easily. There we go. Looks like six comics maybe. So a few more than I thought. Let's see if I can get them out of here face down, and we'll go through them in surprise. And be surprised at what we get. Oh my God, I can't. There we go. Get it off that corner. Alright. So we're upside down, so you're going to see them first. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comics. $35. So far, I can say that the bags and boards are clean, which is a big, big plus. Nothing worse than getting comic books in dingy, dirty, nasty boards. But first up, boom, Marvel Tales, number 28. That's nice. I actually don't have this. 25 centers, so yeah, it's square bound too. Well, square bound, so yeah, I'm not mad at that. Of course, we will run it through the eBay grinder and see what kind of value we get, as always. But that's not a bad book. Way to kick it off. Next up, oh, dude, look at there. I may actually have, well, maybe I don't. Okay, this is a little low grade. This is pretty bad low grade. I mean, really low grade. This is definitely a reader copy. Flash 153. I may actually have this one in a better grade, but that is definitely a reader copy. As you can see, that thing's missing. Everything looks like it's, looks definite major chipping there. And it looks like it may be holding on. It may not be detached with the cover. Definitely some staining and looks like water damage. So, definitely a super low grade reader. It happens sometimes though. Next up, another Flash. Alright. That's nice, some Silver Age Flash. This one's a little better condition. This isn't quite beat up. It's still low grade. I mean, it's a 3.5 probably. Well, since there's some writing on it, looks like it's not a signature. It is somebody wrote on it with some ink. But Flash number 149. Like I said, it's another low grade, but yeah, well. Next up, New Teen Titans. Introducing Terra. I'm sure I have this one. Teen Titans 28, but it's still a good, nice little key book. But I'm sure I have it. It's funny whenever I do this in Whatnot too. What are you looking for? Let me know what you're looking for, and I'll throw Teen Titans. And they always throw New Teen Titans up, and I'm like, no, not New Teen Titans, old Teen Titans. These guys. but these are still cool. I collect these two. And Terra. I don't know if I have that one or not. I'll have to find out. But it's not a bad book. Next up, Batman number 312. That's some bronze. Giordano. It's not bad. It's in really good condition. The Calendar Man. Is that the first appearance of the Calendar Man? Like I said, we will definitely go through the eBay grinder and look these up and give some kind of value. But last but not least, did he save the best for last? Wonder Woman. Number 270. I don't know if I have this one or not. I can't remember. I have to look. To see. But not bad. I can dig it. Alright, so at first glimpse, got a couple of really, really low grade Silver Age books that This Flash probably 153. This one's probably not going to have a whole lot of value because it's in such bad condition. But it's cool. But I think I have this one all right already. And this one is in pretty low grade. Like I said, about a 3.5. So we'll give it a shot. But, you know, not every book's going to be a banger. But you can't expect that. But we will definitely run these to the eBay grinder and kind of get an idea of what, you know, how close we got to our $35 value. 6 books, $35 shipped. I think we did all right. I don't think we lost money. I don't think we, you know, I don't think we came out way ahead, but I don't think we came out behind either. But anyway, let me run these through the eBay grinder and we'll find out what kind of value we got, and we'll be back in a flash. All right, we are back, and we ran Omicron Digital through the eBay grinder just to see what kind of value we had. And it was, honestly, it was about as expected. It'd be, didn't double up or nothing like that, but I guess good. But what really surprised me more than anything was there's only one book that he sent me that I already have, which is this one, Wonder Woman, number 270. I have this one already, and it sells for about $10. A lot of these I looked up, and they're kind of all over the place. You know, last solds are, you know, some of them are like $5 here and $20 there, and they're just, so it's based on condition, and on condition this goes for about $10. So not a bad book. And the Batman number 312 is the second appearance of Calendar Man, so not really a key. And I don't have it though, but it will go into the PC, and it ranks about $5. So nothing crazy. Also, not the first appearance, but the first cover appearance, Terra. Also about a $5 book, but I don't have it. In my Teen Titans collection, I do not have this book, so I'm actually really stoked to add that one to the collection. So I'm happy about that. The Marvel Tales, number 28. Again, no key elements, but a cool book, and I do not have it as well. And it's last sold on this one averages about $8. This one was a little harder to determine. It's the third appearance of the Reverse Flash. I found a low grade 2.0 copy of it for like $15. This is not going to hit a 2.0. This is a reader copy at best. And I couldn't really find one any lower than a 2.0 for $15. So this one is kind of a variable, but I gave it like a $10 value. I don't have it. It'll be a nice placeholder. But as I said, it's a beater. It's beat to hell, and it is definitely a reader copy. $10 may be a little generous by about, $4 or $5, but I give it $10 just to give it the benefit of the doubt. And the last one is this other Flash, another Silver Age, a lot better condition, $149, and I do not have it, but it last sold averages around $6. So when you total it all together, if I total up mine, now this could be plus or minus $5, but I got a total of $44. So, I spent $35, that was shipping included, and $3 in tax. So, whatever, $38. So I came a little bit better than even, but the cool thing is that I got, other than this one, which I have, and I think I have in a little better condition. But other than that, I got 5 books that I didn't have. And for my PC, the Flash book, this one, it'll go in my PC temporarily. But if I get another, a little better copy, I like to keep them in around mid-grade copy when I keep them. So this one will just be a placeholder for now. It's a cool cover though. I wished it wasn't all stained up and goobered up like that. But if it wasn't, it would be worth a lot more than the $10 value I gave it. Like I said, yeah, that could be $5. It just really depends. I couldn't find one that low of a grade, but so I just took a little off of the 2.0 grade. So, so we call it $40 to $45. Either way, I came out a little ahead. A little ahead. Nothing about what I expected. You know, I didn't double my money, but people. That's the problem with people that buy mystery boxes, is they expect to buy a $35 mystery boxes and get books like what's on my wall here and those things, and that's just unrealistic. You got to be realistic. I'm happy to get books that I don't have. I'm happy that these were not all moderns. I don't like I don't like to get modern variants in my mystery bags so much. So the fact that these are all silver and bronze, I'm tickled about that. The fact that most of them are going to go into my PC, absolutely tickled about that. So overall, I give them a thumbs up. I would definitely buy from them again. I think the next time I do, though, I would definitely not. Of course, even though he managed to hit the holes in my collection, I mean, that's astronomically. The odds of that are astronomical, is what I'm trying to say. That he would hit holes in my collection for especially Teen Titans, New Teen Titans, and Flash. The fact that he found ones that I didn't have is just like, that's a miracle. I didn't tell him any issues that I didn't have. I just told him what I liked, and I was a little nervous that I was going to get a bunch of them that I had. So I think the next time I do one with him, if I do another one with him, I would probably say, hey man, just go wild and pick what you think I'd like. I don't like moderns, but pick some stuff that you think I'd like. If I was to give any critiques at all, just to try to help a new seller out, first of all, presentation is really good. New bags and boards, fantastic. Always do that. Shipping was fantastic in a Gemini mailer. Man, I can't think of what I would, anything to really nitpick him on, to be honest. You hit value. Good selection of books. I don't know that. I mean, if I had to, they always say if you don't find something, then it says there's no room for improvement, and there's always room for improvement. So if I had to say anything, I would say maybe you'd be better off, even if it's a lower value book, to not put anything in there that's beat up that bad. It just gives a perception of, if that was the first book I pulled out, I would go, oh no. You know, it just gives you that cringe feeling. That would be the only nitpick, that is just me nitpicking, because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that don't mind low grade comics like that. But like I said, I'm not much into the reader copies. I'd rather have, you know, nothing really lower than a mid grade, you know, 5 to even maybe as low as a 4.5. But anyway, but that's just a personal preference. So all in all, definitely a good box. I would definitely consider buying from them again. I will put the link in the description. It is Etsy. It is Omicron Digital. Look for this logo here. Give them a shot. Not bad. I would definitely recommend giving them a shot. Also, I almost forgot. The question that I get asked is, would they build a box for just like one publisher, like Tim, the comic book collector? Tim, he always asked me that, and he said yes, he will do an all DC box, he will do an all Marvel box, whatever. The problem with that is his concern is that when you specify certain things that you want and like, it limits his choices of what to pick from to try to build you a better box, if that makes any sense. So if you say, I want all DC boxes, or an all DC, and he's limited to picking just from DC, you might get you may miss out on some higher quality books. You know, he may want to put a Marvel key in there, but well, he didn't want it, so it just limits his choices. It shrinks the pond in which to fish from. Let's put it that way. So keep that in mind, but give him a shot. Not too bad, not too bad. People are restoring my faith in mystery boxes. I may try another one, but that is going to do it for this mystery box unboxing. So before you go, do all the things that we love for you to do: like, subscribe, comment, share. Go check out Omicron Digital, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.